So we've been hearing about Shepland and Vinland, who have come up with wonderful systems to tell one day from another, one year from another, and to keep track of all those days and weeks and months and years. What do you remember from yesterday's story? Pause the video and remember what you can. Once the Vinlanders and Sheplanders had agreed upon a system of keeping track of the years, months, days, hours, minutes, and seconds, their annual fair became a much more harmonious time. However, both countries noticed that their relations with countries from faraway lands were still strained. It seemed like the ships were always arriving later than the traders promised, or sometimes they arrived hours ahead of schedule, and the traders were grumpy about being kept waiting. The Vinlanders and Sheplanders couldn't understand what the problem was. News of their calendar and time-telling devices had spread far and wide. The traders should have understood. It seemed like the farther a trader was coming from, the more off his timing was. Traders who came from the east were always early, while those from the west were late. Again, the scholars put their heads together to come up with a solution. After much thought, they realized that when the sun was just rising in Vinland, it had not yet reached woodland far to the west. And yet, to the east in Spiceland, the sun had been up for hours. It seemed that the sun rose in some places earlier than in others, and yet everyone said it was midday when the sun was at its highest point in the sky. The wise council took out a map of their entire known world and started to draw lines across it. They decided that different regions would have a different zone of time, so that midday was always at noon, wherever you were. Of course, this meant that as the traders traveled, they would have to reset their clocks as they traveled great distances. Once everyone got into the habit of it, ships came and went on time, and life was once again peaceful.